Hi. So I haven't made a video in a long time, but I just wanted to say that my mother and how do I say this to put this kindly? Okay, so my mother, she betrayed me, she robbed me, she stole from me, she set me up, and she tricked me. Now, before all of that, she assaulted me, okay? And she turned me against my father and everyone else in my immediate family. She's poisoned everyone's minds against me to them. I don't know what's wrong with her, but I think she's a complete sociopath, and I think she's toxic and narcissistic based off her ugly, horrid behavior. I have tried to speak to her. I have tried to reason with her. I have tried to negotiate with her. I have tried to ask her to get the help that she needs by going to therapy with me. All else has failed. She has been very cruel and wicked and evil towards me. It hasn't been to my own liking, and there's not anything that I ever did in my life that could have even warranted that behavior from her. The only explanation is that she's psychotic, and it's really scary. And I did everything in my power, which was to leave that situation and escape. She had the cops called on me because I was sleeping, and she woke me up and she started hitting on me, punching me in a corner. It scared me to living hell. I was shaking, and it's all because she didn't want me to leave. And I had a bag packed, like literally right in the room. Like I literally had it right there, and I was sleeping, and she just woke me up and just started throwing punches at me. And then she had got my stepdad and my brother to come attack me and start hitting on me. And then they had the cops called. And then they came and arrested me and charged me with assault that I didn't even do. I'm the one that got assaulted by 3 different individuals, but they tried to spin the story and try to say that I assaulted them. These tall, big people, like I'm 4'11". There's no way, like I did not do anything. Okay, I go spend like a day or 2 in jail, like find out that, they see that I didn't do anything wrong, that they completely dismiss and drop everything because it's completely like, what the hell? Like, this girl didn't do anything. My mom has been against me from day one. I don't know why. I can only say maybe she's jealous or envious of my youth. She was mad that I went to go to LA to try to be an actress, and she completely wanted me to fail at just growing up and being a healthy human adult. And she just wanted to keep me stuck as a kid and be in her control forever. That's the only thing that would make sense, because it was only when I left to try to go venture off on my own where she had a problem with that. She hasn't been giving me a liking of me being an adult and living my own life. She is not giving me much grace or happiness with that. All she's ever given me is grief and made me feel like inadequate and not enough and make me feel alone and like shit over nothing. Now, I don't know why, but it's been hell for me because she put me through so much unnecessary trauma. She's put me through abuse that I did not need to endure mentally, emotionally, physically, and psychologically. She has traumatized me. And when I talk about she put me through trauma, I mean she's traumatized me to the point where I felt suicidal, telling me things like you should just kill yourself, I don't care, is just beyond me. I don't see how she could say something like that to me. I didn't do anything to her. She just has been a very horrible person to me. I have tried to talk to other people in my family about it, and they have not taken my side. They have not stood up for me or had my back. I've felt very alone, and this all happened in 2011 with this assault incident with my mom. And prior to that, I was living in LA for like 2 years trying to be an actress, and it was really thrilling. I was living on the edge, and like I was, having a lot of fun, and it was really exciting and stuff like that. But I saw very quickly the things you'd have to do to gain stardom and be famous and have money in that industry. So I steered way and clear of that. And I came back to Dallas under the pretense that I would gain a relationship with my father, but instead my dad kind of turned on me, and it was all more of just like a setup. It was like I came back to Texas, and it was just more of like a setup on all my family's end. They just wanted to get me back for leaving, I guess, and which is really sick because I don't know why they'd want to get me back when I didn't do anything wrong. But to my mother, I did something so profoundly horrible by leaving and going to LA to try to be an actress. It's just, I am just the worst person in the world, that she just wanted to be so spiteful and hateful towards me. It's been very, very difficult for me. I've been trying to process a lot of this pain, but I've tried to also keep quiet in fear of my mom, and because of how violent and angry and rageful she is and how abusive she is. It's really scary that I have not been able to take any legal recourse against her or anyone else in my immediate family for the abuse that they've apparently have done to me. And it's been very heartbreaking and very upsetting. And I'm almost at a road where I'm not going to need her anymore. So I'm able to close that chapter, and it's tiring. But as she prances around with her own fitness business and acts like she's just God's greatest earth, and she's just fucking like acting like she's just the best person in the world, and people don't really know who she really is behind doors. And in front of the doors, she acts like she's some angel, like she's just some perfect person who does no wrong and is just so good and is so kind. But she is the devil. Like, she literally like is terrible to you. I don't even know like what to say. I've feared for my life, like being around her or just being in her presence, because of how insane she is. But I went to a psychic to confirm if I was the problem or my mom was the problem, or what was the problem in this situation with my family, because it's been so isolating for me, and I felt so alone. And my mom is guilty as charged, because when I went to sit down with the psychic, she confirmed that my mom did all these things to me and that it was all my mom, and she lied and manipulated and set me up and betrayed me and stole and robbed things. And she took like all my stuff, like all my childhood stuff. She flipped my childhood room upside down where I couldn't even get like any of my belongings. And she stole like things that I had paid for, things that I had like was really passionate about, things that I really liked. Like I had no right to it. And the crazy thing is I had this email where she said, literally, if I'm 45 or 16, I have no rights to anything. And that to me just stood out to be wild and so crazy. But no one knows how crazy my mom is, and no one thinks that she is bad, but she is so terrible and so awful. And it makes literally like zero no sense, because I did nothing to her, and I only wanted my mother's love and I only wanted my dad's love, and they just have turned their backs on me because they're just shitty, horrible parents and people, and they're complete trash and pieces of shit to not want to value having a relationship with their daughter and not admit what they've done and take responsibility and accountability for their wrongdoings. They just want to walk away and act like it's all my fault and just blame me for nothing. And I'm the one in therapy, and I'm the only person in my family who's going to therapy and healing and doing the work. And everybody else is just turning a blind eye, acting like a bully and just being abusive and just throwing their hands up, acting like they just don't want to deal. And I don't understand that. It's so toxic. It's like crazy to me. And they are just so narcissistic and selfish to be act like that. My dad saying things like money and work is the only thing that matters. It's sick. It's really sick. My brother is a cop and he is a bully, and, he's never admitted as well for assaulting me and taking part in any of that. My mom pinned things on me, told me I did things that she did. So meanwhile, she robbed and stole from me and betrayed me and stuff like that. But then she tried to act like I did that to other people, but I didn't in that situation. So she's a complete liar. And it's just really sad, because when I went to get that psychic reading, it just confirmed I need to stay the hell away from this lady, and I needed to walk away from my whole family in its entirety. And I knew I was doing the right thing, and I do not feel guilt or shame or feel bad for walking away from toxic individuals who don't want to see that what they've done is horrible and apologize for their behavior and correct it. It's been, like I said, since 2011, since the assault. So since they assaulted me, so I have not ever put my hands or ever been a violent person. I've never done anything like that, but yet they wanted to pin that on me. And I know I didn't do anything wrong, but they want to act like I did something so terrible, which I didn't. It's just baffling. And now I feel so free, but I feel so alone, because now it's like I don't have any family. But it's sad that I was born into not a good family, and it's just such a struggle, because all I wanted was family and love, and I feel like an alien, because I don't understand. I tried to do all the right things. I tried to get a college degree. I tried to work different types of jobs. I tried to talk with them and have a relationship, and they've just completely turned their back on me and shat on me for no reason. And I know it speaks more about them than me, but the psychic even said that all of them have judged me with no justice, and that they're just trying to put you down. And I understand that they're just projecting their crap onto me. And it's sad that they're not healing their own childhood wounds, and they're not healing their own crap. And they're just choosing to have made me the scapegoat and the black sheep, and just abuse me and pin all their problems on me and just continue to put me down when I'm not the problem and I'm not the reason. And it's so sad when you come from such a sick family structure that's so dysfunctional and rotten from its core. And I'm just so glad that I woke up and I got conscious and I walked away and I saw truth and I saw the light and I saw through it all. Cause I was no more, I'm not going to be abused anymore. I'm not going to stand for this. I'm done. I'm not going to take this shit anymore. Screw you, screw you, screw you. I'm over. I'm done with this. And I had to walk away to protect myself. And it was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, is be alone here on my journey. And I really appreciate all the support that everyone has, watched my videos or liked it or has said any comments. I'm glad that I'm not alone with feeling alone in this world, or feeling just very at odds with things, and things being so fucked up in life, because I'm not alone in that. And I'm just really thankful that you guys are listening to me, because I have no reason to lie. And it's just really sad and unfortunate when you have when you don't have family good family that's healthy and non-toxic. You have, you know, narcissistic and toxic family members who just don't care about you and don't care if you are alive or dead, and they don't care if you exist, they don't care if you matter, they don't check up on you. Like, my family doesn't even talk to me, they don't even deal with me. Like, I've tried to speak to them, I've tried to talk to them, I've tried to ask them to come visit me and see me, and they just it all falls on deaf ears, and they want to act like I'm so bad and wrong and I did something so bad, but I didn't. And like, I even went to a psychic to confirm it, and like, they are just sick. They are just all twisted, and they are all being controlled by my mom. My mom is very controlling and dominating and overruling. My grandmother, and I'm really emotional about, is my grandma. She just passed away recently, and I had been going no contact for a year with my mom, and I stopped trying to talk to everybody in my family. And my grandma, like, I had been trying to have a relationship with her like so much, and my mom just kept interfering in that and blocking me, just like cock blocking the entire situation, to where I couldn't even have a relationship with my grandma and it be real and authentic. For one part of it, my grandmother believed me, what I was saying with my mom, and then all of a sudden she just switched over because my mom's lies just overtook her brain, and she was like really sick with Parkinson's. So like, I couldn't even like talk to my grandma. Like, I would call the house that she was living with my mom, unfortunately. So like, she was really under the foot of my mom, and I couldn't even like reach her. Like, I would call her and text her and she wouldn't even get the calls, or I would, and I felt like my grandma just judged me, like, and literally I'd done nothing, and my mom just manipulated the story and tried to act like I am so bad and I did this and I did that and I'm so rotten and so horrible, but I'm not. Like, my mom is. And it's just like really sad, because I had stepbrothers and stepsisters, and they left the house too because they were being abused and they were being mistreated, and they never wanted to live back at that house again. So I wasn't the only person that escaped and fled the situation. Like, the only person that didn't was my own brother, because my mom, for some crazy ass reason, she only treated my brother good, only. And me, my stepbrother, and my two stepsisters, we knew that. Like, growing up, the entire time, like, she treated my brother great. I mean, we would have to always do things for my brother, wait on him hand and foot, like bring him food and pick up after him. And like, he always had special privileges, and he never got in trouble. It was always my fault, or like my stepbrother or my stepsister's fault. So like, as God is my witness, like, I know that I'm speaking my truth, but it's just really sad how my mom just refuses to take responsibility, accountability for what she's done to me and how she's behaved, and and continue to not be empathetic towards anyone else's feelings except her own. So it's been really hard for me, because I've been alone and not having family to turn to. And with all the crazy times and things that are going on in this world, it really makes it unfortunate that I have not been able to like have a mom or a dad to like go to for support or for care or for any type of like solace, like feeling like I could go and confide in anyone. It just completely, like, I don't have that. And it really has affected me. I've considered ending my life. I've considered, running away from everything, and just, it's really hard, but I'm trying to be strong, and every day I wake up and I try to live my life and do the best I can and work the little job I have, and, love myself and know that I am worth enough. And that's what everyone needs to understand through this video, is like, you are worth so much, and don't let anyone ever tell you you're not and break you down. Because one thing that I I wasn't strong enough, like growing up, because I had no choice. But when you're born into that dynamic, is my mom making me feel like I wasn't ever good enough, and it was always my fault, and I'm always bad, and I always did something wrong, and I'm always this and I'm always that, and I'm not. I'm beautiful and I'm good and strong just the way I am. And I wasn't bad or wrong. She was bad and wrong for abusing me and taking advantage of me and using me and manipulating me and controlling me and acting like I was just a object and I wasn't a person. And I was just mere narcissistic supply for her. And it's really sad that she hurt me so badly. And I just hope that if anyone's going through something like that, they get away from that. They go no contact, and they go completely, they go bye-bye. Like, because you don't need people like that in your life. You don't deserve people to crap on you and abuse you and hurt you. And, it's very frustrating because I would never thought that my mom would have ever betrayed me, robbed, stole, lied, tricked, set me up, and did those rotten things. But she did, and she was capable. My own flesh and blood never thought that. And when I heard the psychic, when she put the words to what my mom did to me, I was just like, I couldn't believe it. And I do believe it because it all makes sense, because like she did me so dirty and so wrong. And this is why I have trust issues, and this is why I don't trust people, like, and I struggle, like, because you never know with people. And I don't know, like, why she's so against me and why I'm such the enemy, because, like, literally, like, I'm not a bad person. Like, I've never done anything, like, bad. She's just mad that I think she lost control of me. That's the only thing that makes sense, because I was growing up and, like, I was trying to, like, live my own life, and, like, she was just like, no, like, I'm not gonna let you do that. Like, and it was like, it's crazy, because it's like, it's healthy to grow up, and she just like did not want that to be the case. And I just, like, yeah, I don't know, it's just, if you have a good parent, like, that's awesome. And I think that's really amazing, and you're really blessed and to have a good parent, because when you don't have a good parent and you have a parent that is just horrible to you for no reason, because they just are, it makes life a living hell, and it's a fucking nightmare when you don't have the love and the support and the care and the kindness and the nicest that you should get from your parent. And I've been healing my inner child and here in therapy, and I've been healing myself and just trying to work through my own pain and issues, and like letting go of all that. And it's been the best thing for me to walk away from toxic family and narcissistic individuals who just don't want to see their ugly ways. It's been so great for me. So if this resonates for you, I hope that it can help you with whatever you're going through. Or if it doesn't, then like, this is just kind of like my story with it, because you shouldn't have to put up with anyone else's crap. So anyway, I'm gonna cut this video, because I think that I think I said everything I said. Peace.